So, hello everyone. We will start with a lecture. Today, we are going to discuss the topic that is suppression. It is general term suppression. So, what is mean by suppression? Anyone? Yes, anyone? Palliation is different and suppression is different. So, what is mean by suppression? These are two different terms, palliation and suppression. What is mean by palliation and what is mean by suppression? Anyone? Yes, आणि suppression म्हणजे So the main difference between palliation and suppression is that palliation means only a temporary relief of that signs and symptoms. That we called it as a palliation. But what is mean by suppression? It is a temporary relief of signs and symptom on the account of suffering of other organs. That it goes deeper in the system and it affects the other system in the body. That we call it as a suppression. So suppression is more dangerous than palliation. Palliation it is only a temporary relief of that signs and symptoms that we call it as a palliation. But what is meant by suppression? Suppression is temporary relief on the account of other signs and symptoms that we call it as a suppression. So remember it suppression is more dangerous than the palliation. And suppression we also it called it as a at after treatment that stops the visible signs and symptoms of an illness or holds back its usual progress, that we call it as a suppression. That is a treatment that stops the visible signs and symptoms of illness or holds back its usual progress, that we call it as a suppression. So we will study what is mean by suppression, what are the different types of suppression, and what are the different layers of suppression. There are 7 layers of suppression. First stage, second stage, third stage, fourth stage, fifth stage, sixth and seven. So this is according to the layer in the body that is formed from the ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm, and how this suppression. Yes. Yes, we will see first the difference between palliation and suppression. Palliation means only a temporary relief of that symptoms, that we called it as a palliation. And what is mean by suppression? Suppression means it is a temporary relief of that symptom but on the account of other suffering, that we call it as a suppression. So suppression is more dangerous than the palliation, as in suppression there is the appearance of new signs and symptoms or the other system of the body gets affected in that case. So suppression is more dangerous than the palliation. And suppression we also call it as a after treatment, a treatment that stops the visible signs of an illness or holds back its usual progress, what the progress of illness is going on, that holds back its usual progress by the appearance of the stoppage of that particular signs and symptoms after giving some treatment, that we call it as a suppression also. So this is suppression. So suppression may be of different types. It may be a natural suppression, it may be emotional suppression. That is emotional suppression means if there is sudden grief or sudden anger that causes the emotional suppression of that human being, that we call it as a emotional suppression. Or suppression may be, it may be a physical suppression, that is stoppage of menstrual flow, that is by physical shock, that is if there is sudden shock to any girl that causes in her body, that is stoppage of menstrual flow, that we call it as a physical suppression. Or suppression of one disease by another disease, that may be a suppression, that is if the a patient is suffering from the eczema and afterwards he is suffering from asthma, so this is the one disease is suppressed by the another disease. Then suppression through drug medication, that is after giving medication the disease condition gets suppressed, that may be the condition, that is in some conditions we give the steroids, and after giving steroid for longer time the patient suffering from the disease of vital organs, or the that is diseases of the kidney or diseases of any vital organs, that may be due to the drug medications, that suppression occurs due to drug medication. Then diseases by suppressed by some surgery, that is if there is any nasal polyp and we remove that nasal polyp, that again reappeared, or that may go into the deeper layer of the body, that may be the suppression due to surgical removal of any organ or any tumors or any polyp or any malignant tumor, benign tumors in the body, and that causes the suppression of that organ by the surgical removal. So this is the disease suppression by surgery. Or there may be a vaccination suppression, that if that is suppression of acute diseases, that is if you give the vaccination for measles and that vaccination of measles causes the that leads to the Crohn's disease, that is more dangerous disease in adulthood in some individuals, that is the suppression of their measles in childhood. So there may be some suppression that occurs due to vaccination. So there are different ways from which the suppression occurs, and that suppression leads to the other disease condition or more dangerous disease condition as it goes deeper and deeper into the body, and that causes the patient to more suffering. So this is the suppression of different organs. So understand what are the different causes that causes the suppression. Yes, yes, are you listening? Okay, to start with a topic, that is in this suppression vital energy is the force which is expression of life itself, thought its power of development and control in itself by itself maintain the harmonious working state of equilibrium which is perfect health. So in this they explain that the vital energy is the force which is expression of life itself through its power of development and control in itself by itself maintain the harmonious working state of equilibrium which is a perfect health. So what is the perfect health? In which there is the equilibrium of vital energy, and that vital energy express its life through the power of development and control in itself by maintain a harmonious working state of equilibrium. If there is whole thing in the harmonious, whole thing in the health, that is vital energy is in the state of health, that is everything is in a equilibrium, that we call it as a health. But in this, when normal function is inhibited, the immediate reaction is lack of harmony and trapped and suppressed functioning of vital force. So disease condition are produced with attendant symptom and irregular body functions. But when that vital energy which is in the equilibrium or whole thing is in equilibrium in the state of health get dysfunctioned due to different causes, and this dysfunction causes the disease condition, that we call it as the functioning of vital force. So the disease condition are produced with attendant symptom and irregular body functions, and that disease condition we express in the form of symptoms and irregular body functions. So in this we see the external features suppresses the normal functioning of vital force, shell, shock, fright, fear, unsatisfied, longing for a mate, grief. So they given the different normal functions, that is external features suppresses the normal functioning of vital force. Shell, shock, that may be a shock, fright, fear, unsatisfying, longing for a mate, and a grief. So, in this, the palliative effect of medicine in physiological form is a condition that we see over and over again. So, what is the palliative effect of medicine in physiological form? Is a condition that we see over and over again, and we can observe the sequences of suppressive action, the results being first palliation and then suppression or an actual aggravation of the first condition. Means where there you see the effect, that is palliative effect of medicine, that is in a physiological form, or you take some medicine in a crude form that shows the physiological action, or the physiological form is a condition that we see or over and over again, and we observe the sequences of suppressive action, results being the first palliation and then suppression. That if you give the take a medicine in a physiological doses, that is in a crude form, that causes the that palliation for some period, and that palliation converts into the suppression. Palliation means first you feel the better by taking that medicine in a crude form, and after for long time you taking that same medicine in a crude form, that causes the suppression of your signs and symptom in the body, and that aggravate the actual condition, first condition in the body. That is if you are suffering from the sneezing or the normal running of nose, and you take medicine in a crude form, that is you take cetirizine, for some time you feel better by taking the cetirizine, that is the stoppage of running of nose. But every time you are taking the cetirizine for a running of nose, that running of nose, that first you feel palliation, that is temporary relief, but for many times or for a long duration you taking the cetirizine, that cetirizine causes that suppressive effect on your body, and that causes the suffering from the more deeper layer of body, that is running of nose goes into the lungs, that causes the conditions, that is the asthma or any respiratory disorder, that is more deeper in the body. So this is the condition that causes palliation goes into the suppression, and that may affect the more severe than the first condition. Then there are always the primary and secondary action as a result of physiological doses, and we see it well expressed in paragraph 59 of the Organon, where Hahnemann says such palliative antipathic remedies were never employed in allaying the prominent symptom of protracted diseases without being followed in a few hours by the contrary conditions, that is the return of the evil, often seriously aggravated. So what is given in 59, that is regarding the antipathic mode of treatment, that is such palliative antipathic remedies were never employed in allaying the prominent symptom of protracted diseases without being followed in a few hours by the contrary conditions, that is the return of the evil, often seriously aggravated. So in that case the return of the symptoms that seriously aggravated means first you are suffering from a slight symptoms or a mild form of symptoms, but after taking the antipathic mode of treatment you are suffering from the severe condition. So this is given in aphorism number 59 regarding the primary, sorry, antipathic mode of treatment. And after taking the medicine, in every case there is primary and secondary action that occurs in the body. And we know that what is primary action? It is the action of medicine on the vital force. And what is the secondary action? Secondary action, it is the reaction of vital force against that primary action. So secondary action may be a curative action and secondary action may be a counter action. So secondary curative action that happens in the form of homeopathic treatment, and secondary counter action that happens in the form of antipathic mode of treatment. So for a permanent cure you have to take the homeopathic medicines that causes the secondary curative action, and that leads to the permanent cure of the patient. Then the paragraph continues speaking of the use of opium in suppressing cough and use of the same drug in diarrhea and coffee producing exhilaration and other physiological primary effect in common practice. Then he goes on to show the secondary effects as being but an aggravation of the first condition or an entirely different group of symptoms of deeper significance. So what is given in this? The paragraph continues, that is speaking of the use of opium in suppressing cough and the use of the same drug in diarrhea and coffee producing the exhilaration and the other physiological primary effects in common practice. Then he goes on to show the secondary effects as being but an aggravation of the first condition or an entirely different group of symptoms of deeper significance. So in this they give the examples, that is if you use the opium for suppressing the cough, that is if you use the opium for the relief of cough, that cough may suppress and that aggravate and that goes into the deeper layer of body, and that is the symptom of deeper significance. So in this they give the examples regarding the opium that is suppresses the cough, opium that suppresses the diarrhea and that goes into the deeper conditions, and that patient may suffer from a dangerous condition than the first one. So this is regarding the suppression. Then likewise in diarrheas, the suppression of the diarrhea will often produce constipation, then fever and a tendency to delirium. One who remembers the time when cholera infantum was so prevalent will remember also that many children who had received opium to stop the diarrhea, which it promptly did, developed the next day a hydrocephaloid state and the ravages of opium rather than the ravages of the disease. The present indiscriminate use of the salicylates and the coal tar derivatives in rheumatic and allied state invariably sends the trouble to the central organs, especially to the heart. So in this they explain two examples, that is for the diarrhea, the suppression of diarrhea will often produce the constipation. That is, if you use the opium for diarrhea, it may produce constipation, it may produce, that is, then the fever and the tendency to delirium. Means, that is, cholera infantum is the condition for which at that time they using the opium as a medicine, and when they use the opium, that diarrhea converts into the constipation that leads to the fever and tendency to the delirium. So the normal cholera converts into the severe condition that they called as a hydrocephaloid, and this is one of the disease of central nervous system, that is hydrocephaloid, and it is more dangerous condition by which the child can goes into the state of death. So cholera converts into the more severe condition, that is hydrocephaloid, by using the opium, that is they use the opium as a medication for the diarrhea, and that diarrhea converts into constipation, fever, delirium, and that condition leads to the hydrocephaloid. This is one example. And second example they given, that is the use of salicylates and the coal tar. These are derivatives that used in the rheumatic and the allied state invariably sends the trouble to the central organ, especially to the heart. That is salicylates and the coal tar that is used for the rheumatic condition that leads to the more dangerous organs, that is central organ, that leads to the especially to the heart. Means the first patient is suffering from the rheumatic conditions, and after using the salicylates and the coal tar for long duration, they goes to the condition that is the condition of a heart, and it is more dangerous than the previous condition. So these are the suppression, that is first the patient is suffering from a mild condition, but after giving the medicine or suppress that mild condition by any way, that leads to the more dangerous condition, and that may leads the patient towards the death. So these are the two examples, that is one of diarrhea and opium, and second one that is salicylates and the coal tar that is used for the rheumatic conditions. Then next one, that is natural suppression or accidental suppression. So suppression may be mainly divided into two types, that is natural suppression and second one artificial suppression. Natural suppression means that is any external influences that affects the body that causes the natural suppression in the patient, and the artificial suppression means that is the suppression that is occurred due to artificial agent, that may be due to medication, that may be due to surgery, or that may be due to vaccination. So these are the artificial suppressions. But first type, that is natural suppression, or it may also called it as a accidental suppression. So the suppression of bodies normal functions not from medicine but from influence from external factors. That is, these are the suppression, these are not from the medications, but these are the suppressions due to external factors, that is different external factors that affect the body, that causes the natural suppression in that patient, that we call it as a natural suppression or accidental suppression. So in this, the mental or the emotional trauma, such as fright, anger, vexation, sudden emotional shock, embarrassment, or humiliation. These are the different conditions by which there may occur a natural suppression. That it may be due to mental or emotional trauma, such as it may be due to fright, it may be due to anger, it may be due to vexation, it may be due to sudden emotional shock, it may be due to embarrassment, or it may be due to humiliation. So this is natural suppression. In this, repertory is having rubric, that is sleeplessness from grief, abdominal pain from vexation, then perspiration suppressed from chilling. They can be well treated with homeopathy and the psychotherapy. So our repertory having different rubrics regarding the suppression of natural or the natural suppression, that is due to emotional suppression or the mental suppression. In that they give the different examples, that is sleeplessness that may be caused due to grief, or the abdominal pain that may be caused due to vexation, or the respiratory suppression suppressed by sudden chilling, or that is perspiration suppressed by sudden chilling, and they can be well treated by homeopathy or the psychotherapy. Then next one is the artificial suppression. The artificial suppression, it is caused due to some medication or the surgery. In this, the removal of only symptoms as a goal of treatment without physical well-being. In this, push nasal spray suppress innocuous outlet leads to cough deep vital organs. So what is artificial suppression? Artificial suppression, it is the suppression which is caused due to the medication or the surgical removal of any organ, tumors, or any part of the body. Or it may be the removal of only symptom is the goal of treatment. That is, the physician's goal of treatment is only to remove that symptoms without the physical well-being. If patient is not feeling well, but the physician's motto is only to remove that signs and symptom which is present in the patient, so that leads to the suppression. And in this they gave the examples of nasal spray that is used for the blockage of noses, and in this They lead to the outlet leads to cough, deep vital organs. When you use the nasal spray, that causes the cough, that is of more deep vital organs. That is artificial suppression. So in this there are specific methods of suppression. First one, by the medication of contrary action, means by using the medication. In this, appearance of symptoms of more severe form, or the suppression of cough to TB, that is suppression of diarrhea that leads to the hydrocephalus state, or eczema progresses to mental and nervous manifestation. So these are the first method by the suppression, that is specific method of suppression, that is medication of contrary action. That means if you use medication to suppress the cough, that is suppression of cough that leads to the TB, or the second one, that is suppression of diarrhea that leads to the hydrocephalus state, or eczema that progresses to mental and the nervous manifestation. So these are the different medication that leads to the state of suppression. Then there may be suppression by nuclear medicine. In this second method, that is nuclear medicine, where severe form of suppression, radiation and the radioactive isotopes that causes the weakening of vital force by radiation and the chemotherapy. So this is the second way by which there is suppression occurs in the body. It may be due to radiation and the radioactive isotopes that causes the weakening of vital force by radiation and the chemotherapy. And third one, that is by the surgery, as they are only needed in last stage of diseases, that is for removal of mechanical obstruction or disease progresses to vital organ where it cannot be cut. So these are the suppression by the way of surgery, that is for removal of mechanical obstruction or disease progress to vital organ where it cannot be cut. So these are the three ways by which there is a artificial suppression can occur. First by medication, second by nuclear medicine, and third by surgery. Then surgery of removal of polyps, hemorrhoids, fistula and the inflamed tonsils, adenoids and appendix can be postponed until homeopathy has a chance to heal, which it usually does. Appendix operation can postpone with belladonna and bryonia. So in this, for surgical removal, they explain about before removing any polyp, any hemorrhoids, fistula or tonsils, adenoids or appendix, you can postpone this surgery by using the homeopathic medicines. And when you use the homeopathic medicines for this condition, at that time you can cure them permanently. But without homeopathy, if you remove that nasal polyps or hemorrhoids, they again reappear with a severe condition. So for these surgical cases, first you have to take the where there is scope for the homeopathy. In that cases, you have to first take the homeopathic medicine, and if this condition is so severe and there is limitation of homeopathy, in that case you can do the surgery. But where there is scope of homeopathy, in that case you have to postpone that surgery and you have to take the homeopathic medicines for that condition. And by taking the homeopathic medicine only, you can cure them permanently, that is without their reappearance with severe conditions. And in this they also given, that is appendix operation can be postponed with a belladonna and bryonia. So these are the homeopathic medicines that can be used for the appendix operation, or that can be postponed by this belladonna and bryonia. Then treatment of suppression, present symptoms or the past symptoms, returning of original symptoms before suppression took place. Dunham cured a case of deafness with meserium suppression of eczema. That is treatment of suppression. How to give the treatment of suppression, or after giving the medication to the patient, the how the medication is acting. it can suppress or it can cure the disease condition, and for this it may be a present symptom or the past symptoms, and in that returning to the original symptom before suppression took place means what are the present symptoms present, what are the past symptoms, or returning to the original symptom before the suppression took place. These are the different collection of symptoms, and by this collection of symptoms you can treat the conditions of suppression. And in this they give examples of Dunham, that is Dunham, one of the pioneer of homeopathy, who cured a case of deafness with meserium, or the suppression of eczema. That is, in that case, first the patient having eczema and that eczema suppresses and patient is suffering from deafness, and deafness is cured by the medicine, that is homeopathic medicine meserium. So this is one example given as how the treatment is done for the suppression, that is suppression of eczema that causes the deafness, and that is cured by the medicine, that is meserium, by the one of the homeopath, that is Dunham. So this is regarding the treatment of suppression. After this there are levels of suppression. In levels of suppression there are three levels. First one, outer physical level, deeper physical level, and the deepest physical level. In this, the outer layer of the body that contains the skin rashes, eczema, discharges, ulceration, these are on the outer physical level of body. Then second one, that is deeper physical level. At deeper physical level, it is joint inflammation with pain, recurrent sinusitis, fibromyalgia. Then organs that are heart, lung, liver, GIT, pelvic organs, and the deepest are the, that is seizures, brain, infarct, TIA, mini strokes, multiple sclerosis. These are the diseases of central nervous system. So these are in the deepest physical level. So they gave the three levels, that is outer physical level, deeper physical level, and the deepest physical level. So levels of suppression, how levels of suppression occurs in this. Then what are the emotional level and mental level? At emotional levels there are different emotions. It may be love, hate, aversion, desire, weakness, obsessive compulsive behavior, fear of death, darkness, suicidal impulse, loathing of life, and the mental level of brain fog, then loss of short term memory, loss of concentration. In this, concentration or a train of thought, forgetfulness of words while speaking, disorientation, mistake in words in time, confusion, forgetfulness, delusion, deepest aberration. So these are the different mental conditions. Then remedies for suppression. In memories of suppression, they explain about the Ner repertory. That is Dr. Ner, that is one of the pioneer of homeopath, that formed the Ner repertory. In these remedies for symptoms for suppression, that is sulfur is used, that is asthma alternating with psoriasis, asthma suppressed with, that is asthma with suppressed itch. In that case they give the example, that is sulfur. So this is the different examples they given regarding the that given or the remedies that used for the suppression in Ner repertory. In this first one, that is sulfur, in that case asthma that caused due to the suppressed itch. In first condition, patient having psoriasis or the itch, when you suppress the psoriasis or the itch of a psoriasis, that leads to the condition, that is asthma, and for that condition they use the remedy, that is sulfur. Then second example they given, that is apis, for the inflammation of brain hydrocephalus after suppressed eruptions. First, patient having eruptions on the skin, but when that eruptions are suppressed by taking some medications, that leads to the brain hydrocephalus, and in that condition you may lecture सुरू आहे. that may leads to the brain hydrocephalus, and in that case the medicine is indicated, that is epismel. Then third example given, that is pulsatilla. In that case the suppressed rashes, asthma, deafness from suppressed measles, means patient having rashes of measles, and after the suppression of that measles, that leads to the asthma, and that leads to the deafness. So in that case they use the medicine, that is pulsatilla. Yes, are you understanding what I am speaking?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So we are seeing the different remedies that is used by Nar, Dr. Nar, for the different suppressive conditions. In this we see the example of sulfur, apis and pulsatilla. After this the next example is, that is arsenic, pericarditis after suppressed measles. That is measles are suppressed and that leads to the condition, that is pericarditis. In that condition they use the arsenic remedy. Then Rustox, swelling of parotid gland after scarlatina. That is, first there is swelling of parotid gland and that leads to the condition, that is scarlatina. In that condition they use the Rustox. Same, diarrhea of children suppressed with medication, opium and zinc. So these are the different examples that Dr. Nar used different remedies for curing the suppressed condition. So in cases where sweat is suppressed, Rustox brina can be used. For diarrhea of children suppressed by opium. For children whose for mental and the emotional development suppressed by living in a state of fear, opium can be given. So opium remedy in a dynamic form can be given for a suppressed conditions that leads to the mental and emotional development of children. In that case, opium remedy can be used in a dynamic form, not in a crude form. Then they explain about the 7 layers of suppression. First we see what is mean by suppression, then what may be the different conditions that leads to the suppression. In short, there may be causes of suppression. Then we see the different types of suppression, that is main two types, natural suppression and artificial suppression. After this we see about the different remedies that is used by nerve, or the different examples regarding how the suppressions occurs in the body and how it can be treated. So after this we are going to discuss the 7 layers of suppression. In 7 layers of suppression, first the skin to nervous system is divided into 7 layers. So human egg, three main germinal layers are present in the human body, or the human egg have three germinal layers, that is ectoderm, mesoderm and the endoderm. First one ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. Outer one ectoderm, central middle mesoderm, and the inner one is the endoderm. So in this, it again having neuroendoderm. Fourth layer is specialized ectoderm. After this ectoderm, all organ exposed to the environment forms least important, and mesoderms, that is respiratory tube lining, gastrointestinal tube, urinary tube lining. Then mesoderm viscera or parenchyma of viscera arising from the mesothelium of mesoderm, connective tissue mesenchyme of mesoderm, and that is neuroendocrinal gland are derived from the endoderm, mesoderm and ectoderm. Thus all the functions, secretion of neurotransmitter and the hormone. So most inner layer is the endoderm, ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. And how the suppression occurs from ectoderm to mesoderm, mesoderm to endoderm, that is leads to the more severe condition. These are the 7 layers of suppression, how suppression occurs from first stage to last stage. In this, skin epidermis arising from ectoderm is the bottom of the chart, from which arises the more important organ. Then respiratory, GIT, first stage of disease suppression. Then skin, eczema and bacterial infection. So in this, the disease symptoms occurs first stage in different constitutional, that is in sora, psychotic and syphilis. That is how the suppression occurs in that three conditions, how in soric patient, how in psychotic patient and how in the syphilitic patient. So disease symptom occur in the first stage in different constitutional. First in soric individual, first stage, that is individuals boils, rashes, acne, eczema, dermatitis, fungal infection you see in soric patient at first stage. Then in psychotic patient you see warts, cons, then tinea, ringworm and blepharitis, otis. Then in syphilitic patient you see that is ulcer, jagged edges, corneal ulcer and eardrum rupture in syphilitic patient in first stage. Then at second stage of suppression, if that first stage you took the artificial medication in the crude form, that may leads to the second stage. This is first stage in soric, psychotic and syphilitic patient. And if at first stage the suppression occurs or you took the wrong treatment, the condition leads to the second stage of suppression or the second stage of disease suppression. At second stage, which are the organs, that is respiratory tract epithelium, gastrointestinal tract epithelium, urinary tract epithelium, or epithelium of the gallbladder, that is the epithelial lining of all organs. This is the second stage. And in this, in psoriatic individual, you see the which disease condition, that is acute rhinitis, tonsillitis, sinusitis, bronchitis, pharyngitis, appendicitis, all the inflammatory conditions, that is in psoriatic individual. And in psychotic individual, you see at the second stage, that is nasal polyps, DNS, asthma, gallstone, and tumors in a psychotic patient in second stage. Then in third stage, in syphilitic patient at second stage, you see the destruction of nasal septum, ulcerative colitis, and Crohn's disease in syphilitic patient. Now in the third stage, you see if the second stage goes into the again suppressive condition, that leads to the third stage. At third stage, the psoriatic individual having, that is arthritis, synovitis, back pain, rheumatic, knee pain. In psychotic patient, you see the chronic arthritis, then that is inflammation or the psoriasis in psychotic patient. And in syphilitic patient, that is rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, destruction of the vocal cords, syphilitic arthritis, and the psoriasis in the third stage. Then third stage is suppressed, that leads to the fourth stage. And in fourth stage, the patient of psora suffering from anxiety, angina, hypertension, myocarditis, lymphangitis, nephritis, alveolitis, that goes again deeper and deeper. Then in psychotic, stenosis, ischemic heart disease, hyperlipidemia, nephrosis. And if the patient is syphilitic, you see the varicose ulcer, prolapse of valve, then heart infarction, Hodgkin's disease, emphysema, interstitial tuberculosis. So this is the fourth stage suppressive disorders. Then in fifth stage of disease suppression, you see the neural cyst origin, then thyroid problem, then adrenal medulla, then dermis, then neuroectodermal origin, that leads to the again deeper and deeper layer, means the endocrine. Now there is affection of endocrine and the central nervous system in the fifth stage. Then the hydrocephalus, parathyroid, pituitary, vasopressin, etc. In that is in fifth stage, psoriatic individual having diabetes, thyroiditis, psychotic having hypothyroidism, goiter, and syphilitic individual having leukoderma. So this is syphilitic condition in the fifth stage. Now in the sixth stage, that progresses to the nervous system, means endocrine in the fifth stage leads to the suppression of the nervous system, towards the nervous system, and that leads to the disorders of nervous system, means psora individual suffering from the peripheral neuritis, diabetes, neuritis. Then psychotic individual, that leads to tumor, neurofibromas. And syphilitic individual leads to the Parkinson's disease. And the last stage, that is the seventh layer suppression, that is irreparable injury, gangrene, Parkinson's disease, motor neuron disease, complete destruction of isolates, Langerhans motor neuron disease, Alzheimer's disease. So these are the diseases of central nervous system. So in this way, the suppression occurs. At first stage goes into the second goes into the third goes into the fourth goes into fifth, then goes into the sixth and the seventh. Means ectoderm suppresses, that leads to the mesoderm suppresses, that leads to the endoderm. And in this way, the mild disease becomes more severe and severe, and lastly the patient goes to the last stage of life or the death. that leads to the death of the patient. So these are the 7 layers of suppression. Can you understand the 7 layers of suppression? Yes, you know the three germinal layers
Yes.
in the body: endoderm,
Yes.
mesoderm, and ectoderm. The ectoderm is the outer layer, mesoderm is the middle layer, and the endoderm is the inner layer. And accordingly, the organs are formed of ectoderm, mesoderm, and the endoderm. When the separation occurs in the body, they explain in the 7 stages how the separation occurs in 7 stages. At first stage, and they given in for the psoric patient also, for psychotic patient also, and the for syphilitic patient also. So first stage, if not recovered or if it gets suppressed by artificial medication, that leads to the second stage. Means first skin is affected. If skin is suppressed by medication, that leads to the second stage, and that second stage may be the diseases of respiratory tract or the GI tract or the urinary tract. At first stage there are diseases of skin. At second stage it leads to the epithelial lining. At third stage the epithelial lining goes towards the more deeper in the body, that is arthritis, synovitis, or the rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis in the psoric, psychotic, and syphilitic patient. And that epithelial lining goes towards the joint, that is mesenchymal tissue, and that mesenchymal tissue suppression leads towards the vital organs in the fourth stage, that is it may cause the diseases of heart, it may cause the diseases of kidney, or it may cause the diseases of blood. Then in fifth stage it goes towards the endocrine system, that is hormonal system. Then diseases of thyroid, diseases of pituitary gland, different glands. Then in sixth stage it goes towards the nervous system, and at the last the whole nervous system gets hampered and the patient is totally in the condition of, that is seventh layer of suppression. So these are the different layers of suppression, how first stage goes towards the seventh stage, means how from skin to the central nervous system, how the suppression occurs in the body if you cannot treat it properly or in the ideal way. If you treat the patient in ideal way, there is not the suppression that leads to the cure of the patient. And if you goes in a wrong way or use the crude form of a medicine or a wrong medicine, that leads to the suppression in the body, and that suppression leads in the 7 layers, that is first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and 7 layers of suppression. So this is the information regarding the suppression. In this we studied what is mean by suppression, then how the different suppressions occurs, that it may be emotional suppression, it may be due to physical suppression, it may be due to the suppression of one disease by the another disease, suppression of by drug medication, suppression by surgery, or suppression by vaccination. After this we see the two main important types of suppression, that is natural suppression and artificial suppression. Then we studied about the different remedies that are used for the conditions for the suppressions or different examples of suppression. And after this we study the three germinal layers in the body, that is ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm, and how the suppression occurs in the body, that is 7 layers of suppression, first to 7. So in this way we finish the topic, that is suppression. So anyone having any difficulty?
No, ma'am.
All of you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Krishna, any difficulty?
नो मैम।
फर्स्ट टाइम ज्वाइन किया है क्या?
नहीं मैम, इससे पहले बहुत बार ज्वाइन किया आपका लेक्चर।
दिखा नहीं तो।
मैम वो वीडियो बंद है ना, इसलिए नहीं दिख रहा।
पीछे मत मार।
मैम वो नहीं, अभी दिखाओ क्या?
बोल क्या पढ़ा है
मैम ये
हमने?
देखो मैम।
कोण?
लास्ट लेक्चर क्या पढ़े? कृष्णा,
हाँ मैम।
क्या पढ़े हमने लास्ट लेक्चर?
मैम वही जो आपने पढ़ाया था।
क्या पढ़ाया था?
मैम गाय का बच्चा देखो।
बातें मत कर, रिकॉर्डिंग चालू है तेरी। बता क्या पढ़ाया था?
हाँ मैम।
क्या पढ़े हमने पिछले लेक्चर में?
एफोरिज्म पढ़ाए थे। एफोरिज्म पढ़ाए थे
कौन सा?
मैम। वाला क्या बोलते हैं, मैथमेरिज्म।
मेस्मरिज्म। और
हाँ मैम। और क्या पढ़ाए थे वो भी मैम नहीं याद है। 291 एफोरिज्म पढ़ाए थे, मैथमेरिज्म पढ़ाए थे और मसाज पढ़ाए थे।
ओके, थैंक गॉड इतना याद है तुझे।
बात बात पढ़ाए थे
ओके,
मैम। वो रह रहे याद आ रहा है।
ठीक है।
हाँ मैम।
चलो ऑफ
आपका
कर दे
पूरा
अब।
लेक्चर ध्यान दे रहा हूँ मैम।
ओके, ऑफ कर दे अब। ओके, एवरीवन अंडरस्टैंड टुडेज लेक्चर?
Yes, ma'am. नाही मॅम, डाऊट आहे.
यस.
मॅम पालबाईला डाऊट आहे.
पालने नाही बोलला आता, कोण बोललं?
तेच बोलतात मध्ये मध्ये.
विजय, एनी डिफिकल्टी? यस विजय.
नाही मॅम.
भाई ये बैठ के बच्चा आवाज करते
हॅलो
हैं।
हाँ बोल.
हॅलो मॅम. आहे डिफिकल्टी आहे ते तुम्ही सांगितले ना, ते कोणता डिजीज एक आहे ना, तुम्ही ते सांगितले होते बघा,
कुठला?
6 स्टेजला,
हाँ
6 ते 7 स्टेजला.
हाँ.
हाइड्रो
हायड्रोसिफेलस.
नाही
हायड्रोसिफेलस.
नाही
हाइड्रोसिफोलॉइड।
नाही मॅम, ते 4-5 डिजीज होतात तिकडे आणि एक वेगळंच डिजीज काहीतरी होतं. तुम्ही ते बोलले की डी तरी डी पासून नाव होतं त्याचं, काय माहिती.
TIA.
अल्जाइमर डिजीज।
TIA का?
मॅम ते व्हिडिओ युट्यूबवर बघणार ना, तेव्हा सांगणार मी तुम्हाला, मेसेज करणार परत,
बर बर कर विचार.
विचारणार तेव्हा.
हो चाल. ओके, वी विल स्टॉप हेअर.
आणि मी
बोल.
तो ते आवाज काढत होतो, डाऊट होत मला. ते जागृती माझंच नाव घेते काही पण उगाच.
बर बर जाऊ दे.
कोण होतं?
रेकॉर्डिंग सुरू आहे. महत्वाचं असलं तर बोला काही. डाऊट असेल तर परत विचार, मला
अरे
आता
यार भाई
आठवत नाही
मैम को भूख लगी है
वी विल स्टॉप हिअर.
ओके मॅम.
ओके बाय एव्हरीवन.
मैम
Bye.
चाय पूरी
थँक
डालो
यू.